I'm going to be doing an unboxing and review of the Aquaneat sponge filter that you can find on Amazon. This one is, I believe, the smallest size for 5 to 10 gallon tanks. It's pretty basic setup here. You have the sponge and then the outflow tube that goes on the top of the sponge filter, and then the base here is weighted to hold the sponge filter down in the tank. And there's the tube that goes in the top, and that's how it will look set up in your tank with the air tube added to it. So it's pretty basic to get set up. You can just feed the air tube through the outflow and then connect it to the little connector there on the top of the sponge filter. My one issue with this is that it's pretty loud and the bubbles coming out are pretty large. So I'm going to show you what that looks and sounds like, and then I'll show you how I customized it a little bit. And I realize that is pretty shallow in my tank, but those bubbles will still be large in a larger tank and still be louder. So I like to put an airstone in the middle of the sponge filter, but as you can see, there is some structure there in the middle of the air filter. So I take an X-Acto knife and just cut off the connector on the top part here, so I can just feed the air tubing through the top of the sponge filter instead of connecting it there. And then I also remove this center item as well, so that I can just drop the airstone in the middle where that center column is showing. So here's what it looks like once those are removed. This is my older one that I'm replacing. And then you can see the center here as well, where the center is cut out. For the center column that goes in the middle of the sponge there, if you pull the whole assembly apart, include the weight on the bottom, you can reach the bottom of that center column that goes through the middle of the sponge filter, and then just cut the connecting plastic off of the bottom and then just pop the piece out through the middle there. With this size of sponge filter, I'm able to just drop a standard airstone in and put the cap back on, and the airline can reach the top of the airstone as is. So I just plug it in and it's good to go. One more thing to be aware of is, even with the weight, the sponge filter won't sink initially, so you just have to squeeze it to let some water in. And then here's the final product with the airstone and some quieter bubbles, hopefully.